Hi guys, welcome back to the Retro Ground Podcast, Season 2 of TCG Resellers. I'm your host, Johnny, and today's guest is a collector vendor based out of Los Angeles. Give it up for Bay J Ribs, man. Welcome to the podcast, dude.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, dude, it's a pleasure to have you here. First off, man, what's your real name?
Cool. Yeah, my real name is AJ.
For those that don't know, yeah.
Yeah. For y'all that don't know, my real name is AJ. But I go by BayJ.
AJ.
Yeah.
How do you just AJ?
Mm-hmm. Well, my full name is Alexander John, but that's nobody calls me that, dude. I go by AJ. Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
AJ. Okay, cool.
Filipinos, dude, we got long names.
Oh, you're Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Just like I ask everyone, how did the business come about, dude?
Yeah. So, dude, I love Pokemon. To my core, dude. I've always loved Pokemon. As a kid, I always grew up with it. But for me, I actually didn't collect cards that much because I really liked playing the game. The
video game.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
even the card game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a kid, I would collect to build decks. I'd try to play with my friends, but nobody really knew how to play, right?
Yeah.
And I played a lot on the on the Game Boy.
Okay.
It was like a Game Boy Color, so I learned the rules and everything. But basically,
the trading card game,
the actual trading card game,
not like the Pokemon Yellow or Red. The blue,
well, I did that too,
But there was one I remember that was a trading card game.
Yup.
Oh,
yeah, I played that heavy,
legit.
dude. That's how I learned all the rules. I learned how to play, but I just didn't have a lot of friends who played it,
Yeah.
So I sold all my cards when I was a kid, dude. I actually sold them when I was in 7th grade because I thought you know what, I'm embarrassed. Pokemon is, people are clowning on me.
No, for
dude,
sure.
But I regret it. I wish I didn't, and that kid actually ended up, he gave me my cards back. He got in trouble because he bought it for $200 and his dad was like, what the heck? Why'd you spend all that money? He gave me the cards back. He put it back in my desk at school, but he put it in the wrong kid's desk.
Oh.
And I was just too embarrassed to get it, dude.
Oh, no.
So I lost my cards. Yeah, I lost my cards, man.
Oh, dude, that's rough.
It is, but it is what it is, dude.
Yeah.
Back in 2023, after I started actually working, I had some money. I was like, you know what, man? I saw a guy, one of my clients, I do insurance.
Okay.
And I actually, I insured this guy. He has a laundromat. And what he does for Halloween is he has his, he gives out the trick-or-trade cards, to kids.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was talking to him about it, and he goes, oh, this is my excuse to make a business write-off. And I was like, dude, you're so smart. So after that, I, started buying up, Pokemon cards, This was, Silver Tempest, Lost Origin, that era.
Yeah.
I would buy the cards, and then I made, business cards. They're, card sleeves, So I put my business card info.
That's cool.
It has my insurance name on my contact.
Oh, that's smart.
I put all the bulk cards in there, give them out, business expense. Dude, so I started writing off all my business cards, all my Pokemon cards. So that's how I got back into it heavy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I stopped for maybe about 2 years. It was after V-Star Universe, Crown Zenith.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, I started DJing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I became a DJ, dude. I got into that for 2 years. So I put a hold on Pokemon, and this year, that same client, the guy, the laundromat dude, was like, hey man, let's go wait in line at Target. Prismatic is hype. I bought one box of Prismatic or one pack, and it was downhill, dude. I started getting back into it, dude. I was ripping cards a lot. And that's when I was like, I need to make content. I need to make some kind of value out of this.
What year was this?
This was this year.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I actually made videos back in 2023. I started doing pack openings.
Yeah.
But in this year in 2025, I wanted to really get big on making pack opening videos. So I was buying a lot. I was ripping a lot, dude.
Is that where the name came from?
Yeah, BJ Rips.
Yeah.
So originally I was a pack ripping channel. So I was doing that heavy, but dude, I was spending so much money. And I was like, I need to make some money.
Quick.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Expensive quick.
So I told myself, look, I should try. I started finding out about vending. You know, I went to one LA Card Fest. It was a lot of fun. And I actually.
Were you at the first one?
I'm not sure if this was the first one. It was in Monterey Park.
Okay.
That might have been the first one. But yeah, it was my first time attending, and I was just mind blown.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And I have these they're called Renimu cards. These are these custom cards. They're these derpy Pokemon. I bought them in packs a couple years ago, the lady got a cease and desist from Nintendo. So her packs went from $20 to 300. It's crazy, yeah. So I had a bunch of those cards, you know, that I found out were worth a lot. I paid like $200 for them. That's what I used to start vending. So when I did my first show, I had a bunch of those cards and a very little stock of real cards, and those fake cards were selling like pancakes, dude. Like, you know, I was doing like I probably sold maybe like 40% of them, and I made like a good amount of profit just selling those cards. You know, so from that's when I started building into more like I found a collection that I bought, started doing more shows, and that's kind of how I ended up, you know, doing a lot of vending.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you know, the name, did you have any other name outside of BJ Rips?
I did, yeah.
What was it?
I tried so BJ, just so you know, has been like, you know, because my name AJ, it just sounds catchy. I've used it since high school, like back in my Tumblr days, like that was my URL. And
funny.
then that's my DJ name too, DJ BJ. You know, so it just kind of stuck, right? So I tried BJ TCG, I did BJ TCG Corner, you know, I was trying a lot of different stuff. But Instagram kept banning my accounts.
Wow.
I don't know why. I literally don't know why. Like, I made 2 accounts, posted a couple videos. I was banned for like, you know, and they just told me I broke terms of service. I didn't get it. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
And then when I made BJ Rips, I made sure to like be super careful. I didn't do a lot of follows, you know, and it, you know, it was fine. I didn't get in trouble for that, so that one stuck.
Gotcha. And then your logo, is that your girlfriend, your wife, or?
That's my girlfriend.
That's your girlfriend?
Yeah,
that's
my
cool.
girl.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She goes with you vending all the time?
She does. You know,
that's cool.
She works as a full-time nurse, you know, so she gets really busy. But when she can, you know, like she'll come in, and she helps me a lot, you know, with pricing, and even just being there, like, for support, you know, that helps me so much.
Yeah, bro,
you know,
big time. Is she down with it, or?
Oh, she loves it, yeah.
Yeah?
That's how I knew she was the one, dude. She loved Pokemon.
That's how you know, right? They're the one, right? Because, like, if they support you, no, for sure.
Exactly. And you know what? She don't make you feel bad for liking what you like. You know, some people will do that. Like, you know, oh, you're weird, you know, why are you doing that?
It's
you know,
childish.
It is. So, like, you know, with her, she's very supportive, so I want her to be a part of it, you know? Yeah, so that's how the both of us became on that logo.
That's awesome, man. How long have you been reselling? Like, what's the time frame?
Dude, man. So
when and what I mean by that is, like, when the first time you say, you know what, I'm a vend, and then you made your first sale.
Man, March of this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, like, I'm from a sales background, dude. Like,
gotcha.
My family,
you do insurance, right?
I do, yeah. My family's always run businesses. Even
That's
as
cool.
a kid, they had me walking around selling candy bars, you know. I'd be, like, selling toys.
Where were you
Like,
selling the candy?
I would just go to my neighbors. Like, I would knock door to door.
Where you live? What part of LA?
So I'm actually in Carson, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm, like, it's like a cool hour and a half, but, like, LA County, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's where I'm based in. But I would go door to door,
Cool.
try to sell candy bars, sell toys, you know, for like school fairs. So I got really used to talking to people at an early age, you know.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And then your first event was this March. So what is that? What does that make it, like? April, May, June,
4 or
July,
5
August,
months?
September.
Like 5 months?
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're coming up pretty quick, bro.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, we've been doing pretty good.
I feel like you are. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
and I noticed you're also super strict on your bookkeeping, bro.
I am, dude.
Dude,
You know,
I saw that. I'm like, that's insane. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
that's legit, because you know exactly how much money you're making, how much money you're investing, right?
Dude, and I need to, you know, like, because, I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't my full time. This is a hobby, you know, but, you know, having a business background, you have to know your overheads, you know? I have to know how much I'm spending. I need to know if I'm making money at this, you know, because that tells me, like, okay, I can give stuff away to kids. You know, I made the profit for it.
That
you
makes
know?
sense.
Like,
Yeah.
how much can I take to use to buy more stock, you know? And, like...
How much do you normally spend, like, buying, or approximately, like, 30%, 40% of your profit?
You know what? Actually, I would say I'm investing close to 70% of my profits,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Like, because for me, like, I want that money to go back into building this.
Yeah.
You know? And right now, I'm doing a couple plays, whether that's grading. I started putting a lot of money into grading. You know, I do a lot of, like, Japanese. I pick up a lot of Japanese. And even, like, last night, dude, I was up until 1 a.m. I had a guy that I met at, like, OC Card Show. He drove all the way from Bakersfield, dude. Sold me a $6,000 collection.
No way.
Yeah, 6.5 thousand, dude. crazy. And he had some bangers in there, dude. Like, so I picked that up from him. And then I traded him, like, I had a couple big slabs. I had one of those Pikachus in a 9.5. And like an Umbreon V, a Mimikyu. So I probably dropped like almost $4,000, dude, to pick up that collection.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and dude, like, he literally drove 2 hours from Bakersfield, got to my house 12:30.
Where did he get the collection from?
It's his personal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's his personal and stuff that he's like, I guess he's trying to go less on the vending side, you know, and he wants to build up a good PC, and that's cool with me.
Yeah,
you know,
of course,
his cards are good, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And who or what got you into collecting and reselling?
Dude, you know, it's hard. I've just always had a love for Pokemon, and none of my friends do it. None of my friends collect Pokemon cards. You know, like, it's just me. So I don't care if nobody else around me does it. I love it. You know, so, like, the minute I had the money for it, I was in. You know, like, I just needed, like, growing up, your parents always tell you, like, hey, that's expensive, you know? You don't want to spend too much money on that. It's not worth it. But
do your parents tell you that now?
No. Now, you know what? It's cool, actually. Like, I have everything on a spreadsheet, you know, and over the past 5 months, we hit 10,000 in sales.
No way.
Yeah, from just card shows and whatnot.
And so, oh, wow. I noticed that, too. You do a lot of whatnot.
I actually just started, like, 2 weeks ago.
No way.
Yeah, so I did, like, about 10K in sales. I showed my dad that. I showed him my spreadsheet, and he goes, dang, I'm proud of you, dude. Like, that's
actually impressive, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah,
that's so cool.
And I could show my parents, like, yeah, I'm actually making money, you know? Like, I'm not just, you know, messing around with cards.
Yeah.
And I get to keep my PC. Like, I have a couple PC cards that I like to have, you know? So my family, they support it, you know? As long as I'm still doing my full-time gig, you know, I'm still running the office. Whatever I do on the side is fine as long as I'm not breaking the bank.
Yeah, no, for sure. You definitely got to. And how much was your first sale your first sale, like when you started vending? How much was it? Was it like $5?
No, actually, I remember this.
Yeah, you remember?
It was our neighbors. They're Carnivore EX. Yeah, they had done their first show with me, you know. So, well, I just met them there, but it was both our first.
You guys split the table?
No, we were just neighbors.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and
like actual neighbors, house to house.
Oh no, like vending neighbors. Like their table was next to mine. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like Alex and Wednesday. They're both like super cool people. Wednesday, the girlfriend, she came to check it out, and she saw like the Renimu cards, and I had this like shiny Ralts that I had for $60, and she was like, "Oh my god, I need that." So she bought that Ralts and then picked up a couple more of the Renimu cards. So my first sale was like $75.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you excited?
I was so excited. Yeah. And the cool part too was like, that's pure profit for me because like those cards, I pulled all of them out of $200 worth of packs.
Wow.
You know, so for me, I was like, man, this is just money. So I was really happy. Yeah, I was really excited to make that sale.
That's awesome, man. How much would you say that you put and invested towards inventory, man, when you first started?
So when I first started, it wasn't that much. You know, I probably put maybe like, I picked up my first lot at 1,500, and then I got a distributor in Japan that I found, and I picked up a bunch of cards from him. So I probably started with about $3,000 worth of like actual Pokemon cards. But like, dude, to this point, I've probably put in over 10 grand.
No way.
Yeah.
What's your inventory right now? What's it worth?
You know, off the top of my head, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But my inventory is probably around the 10 grand mark, you know?
So if obviously, you know, I don't say knock on wood, but I'm just saying if it went missing, how much would you say you would take a loss on it?
Oh my God. Yeah. Like close to 5 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Like if somebody stole all my, my
well, if it went missing, right?
Like, if it went missing.
Yeah. If it went missing.
Yeah. I would be out like maybe 5 figs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So you invested initially 1,500, right, to get started, and that got you to where you are now.
Exactly.
Wow.
And you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I take money out of like my personal paycheck to put into this too.
Yeah.
You know, so I did start off with a lot of personal money, but like all the money
that the 1,500 was that like savings, or you just said, you know what, I'm gonna try it.
That was that was like savings. That was like savings.
Okay.
I would say in all of my savings, I've probably put 6 or 7 grand. You know, it's a good amount, like of personal money, to pick up my inventory. But now it's pretty much self-sustaining. Yeah, like all the money I make back, I can use that to reinvest.
Gotcha.
You know, so it works out.
Gotcha. And also, you know, you were talking about, you know, that you invested 1,500. A lot of that money, how do you know what collections to buy? Like, how do you know? Like, for someone starting, they're saying, hey, you know what, listening, and they're like, you know what, is 1,500 a good number to start, or do you need like you can start off with less?
It is, but you got to be creative. You know, like you got to be creative about what you sell, because like at the end of the
outside
day,
the box, huh?
Everybody has the same stuff. You know, like with me, one of my biggest sellers are my Japanese variety packs.
Yeah.
You know, so I make these myself. Like I actually buy 5 different boxes of Japanese packs. I put them in a team bag, you know, and I have a 3D printer, so I'll 3D print like Pokemon stuff. Yeah, yes. So I'll put them in there, and I put like a guaranteed artware card. It costs me maybe $12 to $13 to make, and I sell it for 25. You know, so for me that's a big margin. You know. So I started selling those, and that's pretty popular for me. Another thing too.
How many would you say you sell like at a show, like on average?
It depends, right? Like at a big show, people are looking for bigger things, you know. So I probably only sold about 15 at West Coast Card Show.
Okay.
But at a smaller show like LA Card Dude, you know, these are people with a smaller budget. Like these are like average goers who are just looking for stuff. A $25 price point is good for them.
Okay.
So I sold like about 30, 40 of those.
Wow.
Yeah, in about 2 days.
Wow.
So it just depends on where you're at. But like for the average person, if I'm around a lot of average people, I'll sell like maybe 40 in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So someone wanting to start their journey on reselling, what would you say is a good number for them to start? 500, 600?
Man, I would say like if you have a collection, start with what you got. That's important, you know. And if like you can start small, if you got 1,500 and that's all you're comfortable with, go for it. You know, go for it. If you can spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, that's even better. You know what I mean? But like in places to look for me personally, right? I actually like. I try not to buy too many collections, you know, because it's so hard to get a good margin on it. You know, so for me, my bag right now is like Japanese singles.
Gotcha.
I could pick up 500 Japanese singles from my dude in Japan for about $1.30 each. And for those, I sell them at a minimum $3, $3, $5, $6. You know, and those go quick. If I sell them in person, you know, I got a lot of people looking through that binder. I'll do $20 here, $40 here, and that money adds up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course.
And if like right now I'm trying to get more into slabs, but if you're just starting, right? If you can get a small amount of slabs, a good amount of like medium-sized cards, right, and some art rares, that's a good place to start because you'll have something for everybody.
Got it.
And for me, that's what I try to do. You know. Yeah. I want to have something for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Where do you source most of your stuff? Like you just on Facebook Market, Craigslist, where online?
No, I don't mess with that, dude. Facebook Marketplace, I've gotten like
burned.
No, I haven't gotten burned. I've been burned on IG, so I get nervous about online. So my collection, I get them from in person. I do a lot of buys, you know, at shows. You know, I'll buy like 80% if I really like something, maybe 85. You know. And then if someone is selling me a collection at the event, I know them, I can see them, I can go through it, I know it's there. So that way I'm not like worried about like, dang, is this guy going to send me what I paid for?
Got it.
You know, so I do most of my English inventory, in person. Then for Japanese, I got guys on Instagram that I met that are pretty big distributors out in Japan.
Gotcha.
So I'll DM them like, hey, I need like, give me like 5 booster boxes and 500 bulk cards. And they'll ship it to me next day.
No way.
Yeah, like so they're great, dude. That's like cool. I haven't had issues with them, but you know, now with tariffs coming in, shipping is like $100, dude. It's expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'll go, right? Like Instagram and in person, because I like to see people I know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then you said that, you know, you're kind of a little sketched out on like Instagram. You got burned already? No way. For how much? A lot?
You know, thankfully it wasn't a lot. You know, it was a deal that looked too good to be true. It was one of those like ugly EVGX cards for $40, and that guy's IG account, he had like gold stars that he said, oh yeah, you could buy this 1,000, you know. And I was like, this guy sounds a little suspicious. I bought from him, like, you know, if it's $40, it's $40, you know. Never sent me anything. I like hounded him for 2 months, nothing. Started posting him on IG like, oh, this dude's a scammer. And then I got another big IG creator hit me up like, no, this guy's for real scammers. Scam my friend out of $250.
Oh.
You know, so that's why like I'm a little more like iffy,
Yeah.
right, about in person or about online things. I need to see stuff in person.
Yeah, of
That's how I
course.
know. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. What's been your biggest show so far in your time vending, man?
Dude, LA Card Dude.
Yeah.
So this is interesting, right? I don't know. You've been in my booth before, right? Like you might have seen, like I have this little gotcha machine.
You know what? Were you at the LA Card Fest? Not the one in Monterey Park.
Torrance.
Was it Torrance?
Torrance. That's where I met you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think you were there with your daughter too.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you guys. Yeah, that's how I found your account. Yeah.
No way. That's so
Yes.
funny because I think you were like, hey, if you follow us, you get a little
Yeah,
coin.
that's it, dude.
That's so funny. And I was kind of confused. I'm like, is there another guy or am I tripping right now?
No,
But
that's
I
it.
remember. Yeah.
So just for the people watching, right? So
Yeah.
one of the things I do, and this is actually my biggest my biggest marketing tool,
Yeah.
is free giveaways. If you come to my booth, I have a like gumball machine. It's like a gotcha machine. I 3D printed, and I print all the toys. I make hundreds of toys per event, and I fill it up. People come by, and they're just like, it catches their eye. And as a vendor, you need to stand out.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same stuff. They have the same things. If they see something and they can interact with something, they're more likely to purchase.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'll do is I'll make about 200 toys per show.
Yeah.
And if I give them all out, I know 200 people that came to my booth. And I'll take photos of all my sales. So if I make around 30,
That's
40
smart.
sales,
Yeah.
I'm doing around like a 20% conversion rate. So that's actually how I keep track of my foot traffic.
Wow.
Plus-
that's smart.
Thank you. And it's also a good way to interact with people.
Yeah.
Everyone loves free stuff.
Yes. Yes.
The kids
bro.
love it. I
Yes.
meet parents that way.
Yeah.
I give them my business card. They're like, it's a good interaction. We
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
They don't even need to buy anything
No,
from
yeah,
me,
yeah.
Like, I would say 80% of people, well, maybe like 70% don't buy anything. They come by, say what's up. We talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Follow me. They
Yeah.
get a free toy. We're
Yep.
both happy.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm building my follower count. I started at 0 followers in March, and we hit 2,400 this, in 5 months. Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it's so
So
fast.
I'll do a mix where like I'll have people follow me at events. I make about 250 follows. Then I do a giveaway, right? Where I give away like booster bundles. All you have to do is comment, follow me, and share it.
That's
So I'll tell
legit.
people who come by to share that. So now I'm getting more exposure on the giveaway, more followers. So that's how
so
I'm able to
awesome.
grow so quick, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of the people, well, not even a lot. I just need 10% of those people, right? 10%
To make a
of,
purchase?
well, not even that, to hop on my Whatnot stream, right? If I get 10% of 2,400 people to hop on a Whatnot, 240 people on Whatnot is crazy.
Yes.
Like, I even get, like, I've had about 10 to 15 people from my Instagram consistently come on. Those are the guys that hype me up, They buy stuff, they keep the chat going. And they're all great people, I've met them in person.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know them that well,
Wow.
they interact with me like that. They found me through my Instagram, So, I keep track of it, right? So let's say at LA Card Dude, I made about 300 toys. I only gave away about 180. Where normally I would give away all of them.
Wow.
So my foot traffic was smaller, but I did the most sales I ever did. I probably did around 4,000 in sales over 2 days. So LA Card Dude was my biggest show in terms of like sales numbers.
Yeah.
But for like foot traffic, West Coast Card Show and OC Card Show are my two bigger ones. Yeah,
That's the biggest one you've done? Mm-hmm. Okay. What about, are you going to do the Dodger one?
Dude, I wish. Like, the thing was, I'm actually running the Long Beach Half Marathon the week after.
Okay.
So for me, that week is all prep, and I don't want to, like, I just didn't want to, I'm already stressing about that. I didn't want to add something else on,
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do that in the future.
Got it.
Yeah, so eventually I want to be able to do that show, but I got to prioritize that half marathon, Got to make sure I'm running, doing all my stuff.
Of course. And what's been your smallest show, bro? You're like, it's small.
Okay, again, LA
Even
Card
it-
Dude was my
okay.
smallest show, like in terms of foot traffic, but in terms of sales, my smallest show, in terms of sales per day, West Coast Card Show. Crazy.
The one-
I
the
know,
one that-
the
the
one
one-
this past week.
No way.
Yeah, I did the same amount of sales at West Coast Card Show for 4 days that I did in 2 days of LA Card Dude. And I think with West Coast Card Show, because, there's 1,000 to 1,200 vendors,
So
and
you're competing against them, basically,
tons
right?
of people, yeah.
Wow.
Like everybody's got all the same stuff. So it's a lot harder to stand out at those kinds of shows, you know? And I noticed people want to make the big purchases, right? Not so much on the smaller side. So I sold like a big collection of Unigabas. You know, I bought that in at like 90%, sold them at 100 the next day. You know, I made like $90 off that wholesale, but it moved, right?
Yeah.
You know, I pick up collections, I'll sell it that same day, but you know, that's kind of the type of clientele I saw at West Coast Card Show. You know, so
Yeah.
and then I had to pay crazy table fees, dude. Like
How much were the table fees?
$150 a day for one table. For 4 days was $600, and then I paid $100 in parking over 4 days. So you know, it at LA
So
Card
like
Dude-
700?
Yeah, 700. So at LA Card Dude, my sales was around 3,100 with 1,100 profit, and at this one I did around 3,300, maybe 36 in sales, but my profit was only $600. You know, so like it wasn't as good as I was expecting.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
And that does make sense. You know, you said there's like over 1,000 vendors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're competing against them.